It is official. I am admitting that I have too much succulents. But then again, you have to understand of how I got here. So I have a very good excuse because for the past few years I have gone through a lot. But first, when I started growing succulents about 9 years ago, it was because we had drought and we had water restrictions, and a lot of the plants in my garden died. Well, when I say plants, the standard water-thirsty plants. And this is how I found succulents, because apparently you don't need to water them. So I thought, but that was a long time ago. So now, of course, we all know, or should I say, I now know that there are succulents who doesn't need water or hardly needs watering, like these beautiful plants here. And there are also succulents that can handle a lot of watering. This plant is PVN or Pearl von Nonnberg, and this is one of the succulents that is responsible for my addiction. So the past few years I have been buying succulents like crazy because it feels a need, or basically it's to distress from what's going on in my life. And of course, now that everything has sort of settled down, I am now admitting that I have too many plants. I will tell you why. Because the last hour I have been frantically running around my garden looking for a particular plant, and I could not find it. And so I thought, what is wrong with me? So I put all the logic into it, and I said, this plant, well, basically it started from this pot here. So it has been growing exposed to the element where it is here. And so I thought I would have placed it somewhere where it's still going to be exposed to the element. So I started looking around here. So this is a mestro. I'm not going to put you next to the mestro, or this bunch of succulents here which has got different names, or these ones here. So I was looking to every single area and spot here in my garden looking for this plant. And then I thought, it can't be that difficult, but I don't see. Are you that plant? Are you that plant? Or are you that plant? That was the conversation in my head. So no, you're not that plant. I'm not going to put you here, nor will I put you there, nor will I put you anywhere else above there. Or maybe I put it here, but why would I do that? What would be the reason why I would do that? I'm not going to put it in here where it's going to be protected from the frost, because it's a frost-hardy plant. Maybe I inserted it over here. But I'm looking. There's a lot of plants here that needs to be cleaned up, but I couldn't see it. What is wrong with me? Why can't I find you? Where did I put you? So I looked and looked and looked and looked, and still I could not find it. It's not even in here. It should be here, because I would have put it here too. But nah, I can't find it. So I started removing a lot of the pots that was here. So now I got room to put plants that are sensitive to the frost, because we still have another month of winter. So do you think I could still find it? Nah. So where did I put it? I was almost in tears. And I was thinking, if Hubby was only here, I would just ask him, well, could you please help me find this particular succulent? And he would always come out in the garden, and 2 seconds later he would find it. It's just amazing. So I missed the bugger, but anywho, so I was about to give up looking for the plant, and so I thought, maybe I should go check the video because I featured it in the last video. And so I came back here again and started looking for the plant. Every single individual plant I'm sort of roll calling in my head. And I say, you're a Madiba, you're a Romeo, you're Olivia, you're another PVN variegated that hasn't variegated, and you are Callisto, and you are a mix of different succulent, but you are not what I'm looking for, nor do you look like in here because it's an individual pot. And then so I said, that's it. I give up. So I just look at my minima. I said, my poor minima. And lo and behold, there it is, my Morticia. Oh my goodness. I am hopeless. So the Morticia is a frost hardy plant that has been growing outdoors for a few years, and it's a slow growing plant. So I thought I'm best putting it here so that it can grow faster. If it's grown outdoors, it's battling itself with the element. So if I give it a little bit of slack, then it will hopefully grow faster. And this is why I put it here in this area where it's covered with my shade cloth, and that will definitely grow much faster. Check out this Albuca spiralis or Frizzle Sizzle plant. Is it a Frizzle Sizzle plant? Yeah, I think it is Frizzle Sizzle. That's what the label says. Look how gorgeous the frizzling is. So this Frizzle Sizzle plant is a very frost hardy plant. This has been growing in my master succulent soil mix, so it's basically a free draining soil. It's a very easy to look after plant in the sense that you plant it, put in the soil, let it grow, and it grows when the temperature is cool. During summer, it actually goes dormant and the whole plant completely disappears. As you can see here, it also likes a lot of water by the presence of the weeds, showing that the soil is still moist. And of course, I got a cache in the bottom just to show that if we do get rain, this plant will be soaking in water, and yet it doesn't seem to bother it. So that's another plant or interesting quirky little succulent that you can add to your collection if you want a plant that is easy to look after. Most of the plants in this pot here I've bought very small, so now it has grown amazingly, and look how beautiful this, I don't know what your name, Yunji or something, no, ukulele. So this is 2023 and I paid $15 for that. So 3 years it took to grow this big and this strong. So it's a very sturdy plant now. So I think it's time to propagate this, but this plant needs to be grown when the weather is cool as well. During summer they go dormant, so springtime, autumn, and also winter is the best time to grow them. And if you are in an area where you experience frost, you don't even need to have this protected as long as you don't get -10. Then this plant will grow out in the open, exposed to the element. Check out this Nori silk. I don't know whether this Nori silk or dancing bird, because it looks very similar to dancing bird, but the label it came with is Nori silk. So I paid $20 for this plant, and it was only about that small before. Now look how big it's grown. Now this reminds me, I also just this morning repotted this beautiful Echeveria Hermes or Hermes. It's up to you how you want to say it, but I just say Hermes. And this Hermes looks similar to that Nori silk. So let's compare. Similar looking plant, but different. If I didn't know better, I would say that this is also Nori silk. But this is dancing bird, I want to be your partner. Now, so you can see the similarity, isn't it? It looks very, very similar. So are you Nori silk or dancing bird? But you are so big. This is going to be the biggest Nori silk I'm gonna have, or dancing bird, if I were to call that this is a dancing bird instead of a Nori silk. But Beautiful plant. So I'm just wondering now, should I put this in the same pot? Nah, I don't think so. I leave it because if the label says Nori silk, then we leave it as Nori silk. This is a pot of propagated Crassula, Capitella, SSP, Tersiflora, Variegata. So that is a long name, isn't it? But anywho, this one now, look how gorgeous that is. It's like a little pagoda or pyramid actually. Not pagoda. Well, it's like a pagoda as well, isn't it? Like if you sort of look at it that way. But my pagoda plant is already long gone. But this one now, I really want to propagate them. So this is a propagated one that I took a few months ago from that one. And so I really like the variegation. Look how nice the variegation is. But this one, I can see a little bit of mealybug. So, look at that. Okay, we get a stick and we twirl. Oh, it's dead. No more. Do you have some live ones? Yes, that one has. There you go. So, what we're going to do is we are going to separate it, and of course, there's still some live ones there. So any succulent that flowers gets attacked by mealybug, especially if you don't have a systemic pesticide that you use, which I don't. I don't like using pesticides in the garden because it's not good. The less chemical we use, the better it is. So I would rather just do it manually like this when I see it. And of course, if I'm looking after my plants better, I'm sure, like before, I never had a single mealybug in my garden until a friend of mine requested that can you do a video on mealybug, and I don't even know what mealybug is, and then I researched it and found out what mealybug is. So I cultivated some mealybug by not watering my plant. That was actually by accident. That was a Graptophytum Debbie long time ago that I went prospecting, and when I came back, the plant was covered with mealybug. And of course, I was able to do a mealybug video on how to kill the mealybug, and also I formulated my own methyl solution to kill the buggers. Okay, this one, oops, okay. So now, just to make sure that I don't have any more mealybug there, what I'm going to do is spritz. Okay, and that's all I need to do. And here's a pot I prepared earlier, and oh look, this one is already crawling into that, so I better just take that off and just stick it in there. Oh, that is so pretty, isn't it? That is gorgeous. So that will just take on a life of itself. No need for any fussiness or whatever. This one, sometimes that will grow, sometimes it doesn't. But then I always say waste not, want not. So just stick it in there. And that one, oh, that drop. Okay, do you have mealybug now? So we'll put you there. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty, isn't it? Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now I'm gonna take some more from here, and that one. So this is propagating this Crassula pyramid plant, and that's it. Oh God, that is so gorgeous. Okay, this one too. Okay, stick that in there, and she be right. What do we have here? My Patrick Star. So this is Sedum Patrick Star, and let me see, I paid $10 each, so each head. So I bought 2 of them. So this is a $20 pot, but I chopped off the heads before, and this one is still sitting there. You can see that, and I left it to just grow roots, and now it has grown roots. Time to put it in a pot of its own, and you can see those are the babies. Look at them babies of Patrick Star. You're a star, baby. Look at you. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 10 now. So little Patrick Star, and maybe in a year's time this will all grow and fill up. So I'm laughing because a lot of people think that when you grow succulents, they say it's so easy. You just steal some leaves from your local nursery and then they will just grow like magic, you know. So anyway, this Patrick Star, oh, there's another Patrick Star, and look, I've been preparing that, so now I can put it in here and then just stick it in there, put the soil in, and there you go. Now I've got 2 Patrick Star, so that's $10 and $10. So now I just have to wait another year for those 10 to grow, and then maybe I can sell them for $5 each. When I walk around in my garden, I tend to get lost in so many succulents, and I go online and look at some succulent sales, and a lot of times I get tempted to buy some, but now I decided that I can just look, I don't have to buy. But oh my goodness, look how gorgeous you are. You are Nicksana. Oh, beautiful Nicksana. Hang on, let's go have a look at this one. I didn't even see you. Look how beautiful that is. And you are bare, and you have a lot of empty spot and also a lot of weeds that are growing. Oh, look, there's another baby plant there. I don't know if it's a Nicksana. I think it is. Look, so cute. But seeing that this is empty, I don't really like empty pots. I need to fill this up. Let's go see if we can find some more Nicksana somewhere. Look, I've got another pot I prepared earlier because I want to plant something else on that one, but I'll show you that later on. So this one first, I need to clean the pot first, okay? So all that weeds I have to remove, and like magic, it's all gone. The weed, that is. So now, this is planted in my cat litter soil mix, as you can see. That's still a little bit of Propagate on the surface that I put in. Oh, hang on, I missed one weed here. But anyway, there you go, gone. So I got my container here for my weeds, and down in the bottom is, I got a bowl for repotting, okay? So, oh, I just dropped a weed there. So now, where are we going to find something as beautiful as you? Let's see if I've propagated some. Hello, beautiful ones. Hang on, this is all sort of mixed up. I think that pot. Come on, come on. Oh, it's now grown. Oh, on the other side. Ooh, how pretty are you? You are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous plants. Anyway, but let's see if I got some more planted somewhere. And I got another one here. Oh, how gorgeous are you? Very pretty. She is a very pretty girl, and I'm gonna plant you over here, and you can have, or should I say, I can have a pot full of Nicksana. Okay, so I think when I started growing Nicksana many years ago, I only started with, I think, 3 plants that I bought, and they were all green. They were not very appetizing to look at all. But then I neglected them because they're green, because I like red, or I like them to color up like this. But I never thought they're going to color up like this gorgeousness. Anyway, so this soil now, I need to stir this up, okay? But first I need to use this bowl here. Okay, hang on. Stay there. Now don't drop, please. It dropped. Okay, stay drop. Now I'll take this one and I'm gonna cultivate the soil. And if the camera is moving, please excuse me, because I've got the camera wrapped around my neck right now. So, okay. Okay. This is cat litter soil mix. Look at that. Look at that gorgeousness. Okay. So I'm just gonna squeeze. So so I can have more room here. And I think down in the bottom I've got a curtain mesh, and I'm just gonna put it there, and then I've got room now, so you can go back there. Poor thing, I'm torturing it. And then I'm gonna take the big one first, see if, okay, Nicksana, if, just to make sure that it is Nicksana. And I'm gonna squeeze, just to loosen up the dirt. And also now I'm gonna insert it here. Oh, look at that. Okay, now I still got room for improvement here. Now I'll take this one, and there's a whole heap of baby leaves there. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna tip it out. Look at all this baby Nicksana. Okay, I'll put you in a pot here just in case I forget. You can grow. And a couple more that has, look, rooted. Go there. And do you have another one? I can see another one. And then, okay, squeeze again. Tip it out. Ooh, I'll put you here. See all the moss on the pot or the plant? Hang on. I am going to just flatten this, and I'm just gonna squeeze this into here. Okay. That is. There you go. I can feel my way. How beautiful is that? Oh my goodness, it takes my breath away. It takes my breath away. Yeah, beautiful. Now, I am just gonna fix this up a little bit off camera. So, I will show you when it's all potted up and done. It is now finito. Look how beautiful that is. So, finish. There you go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now I can put you back where you belong, and I can appreciate you better because you are now full of a full pot. I would say full pot. A full pot, that is. So anyway, look, beautiful Nicksana. Thank you for being so gorgeous. And also this one, did I mention that it's really easy to grow? So it's a bit like the Albuca spiralis. It's the same thing. So Nicksana is, I think, it's an Echeveria, but I think this might be a hybrid as well. So it might be Graptophytum or something like that. But another plant that colors up in winter. In summer, it's all green and boring, but in winter and autumn is when it starts coloring up. And winter now, it'll be gorgeous until spring. When it starts warming up, then it will start losing its color. This Echeveria Agate, crested. I planted it because it's crested at the back there, so I'm not gonna even, should I spin it around? Oh, I'm spinning around. Okay, there you go. So I think I've done potting up video of this one before, but look how gorgeous the cresting. So cresting is when they form that little fan shape thingamajig. So it's a mutation of the plant. And so I bought this as a crested plant, and it nearly died. It was only a small pot like this. And of course, when it almost died, I decided to hack it and separate it for whatever little bits that's left. And so now I planted it here and there and everywhere, and now it has grown, and look how beautiful that is. Now this one is still green, but this one will also color up when it's exposed to the elements. So this area here is sort of semi-covered, but it did not come from there, because this area here, they actually start to color up. So this, I acclimated it. So from where it was is over here, it's more like inside, and that spot there that it vacated, that's where it was. And then so I moved that from there to where it is right now, where it can be exposed a little bit to afternoon sun as it comes, you know, the sunset in this area. So from about 3 o'clock, you get a bit of shading of sun in this spot, and then that will slowly color up. Now this one here is exposed to the element. That too is an Echeveria Agate. and cress. So it forms or reverts to its original form, or I wouldn't say revert, it grows natural form. And this one, a 1, 2, 3, it's time to propagate that, but not now. I'm gonna wait a few more weeks until the frost is over before I propagate it. And this one is another agate that I expose to the sun slowly from being cooped up in that corner there, down in the bottom there, and I can still see another agate there. So I'll just hang on, I'll just compare this with the other color, but this one as well, just sort of on the side here, same thing. Look how beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful plant. And originally I paid, I think $35 or $45 for when I got it, and it was sort of similar to this size when I bought it, just the crested part. And then of course it got hit by something. I can't remember what happened. It was left dry and it wasn't watered for a long time, and of course it naturally sort of starts dying, and I was able to save it or salvage it. And so now I got many beautiful, look at the colors, look at that. Oh, that's clavatum, Sedum on the back there. Look at the difference of the color. So it's a transition, so you can tell from the Sedum clavatum to the agate big. So planted in a big pot, it grows big plants. Planted in a small pot, it grows small plant. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, hello. Hello. What's your name? I'll come back to you. Bluebird, nothing but bluebird. From now on, look how big this beautiful bluebird. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, that one was grown at the front, out in the open, and it's the whole pot sort of sunk down, and this one, it was already sinking, so it had a sinking feeling. So I thought I'll repot it, and I have repotted it in this beautiful pot. As you can see, it's quite a big pot, like 2 hands, and this is I thought would be the last agate I've got. Not agate, sorry, bluebird. What am I talking about? So I still got agate in the brain. So anyway, so this bluebird is the last bluebird I've got, so I thought. But anyway, I still have a couple more somewhere, but I have to grow them into big one like this. So this one is planted in a big pot again, and of course, as what I say on my last of one of my video before, big pot, big plant, small pot, small plant. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and hope I'll catch you on the next video. But before I actually go, I just want to show you this Rosita. Look how beautiful you are. I was hoping I could show you how to repot this, but I think I'm gonna do that on the next video because it is getting dark now and it's getting cold. I'm gonna start shivering soon. But anywho, I just saw something here. Oh, finally, yes, they are growing. So this is the plane. Can you see the plane up the top there? Can you see it? I don't know. Gone. Okay, so this is Supreme Variegated, which I broke off before. So I got 1, 2, 3 heads, and that one is gone, but the 2 survive. And many Supreme, and those are the 3 heads that I took from this Supreme. So it takes a long time for succulents to grow. So that's why the best way really to propagate a lot of succulent or at once is to grow them from seeds. But if you're just taking cuttings here and there like what I'm doing, then it's taking a long time to have a collection like this. But anyway, this one, Olivia Variegated, I'm not going to pull it out, I'll leave it there. So there's one plant that's variegated. I paid $45 for this plant, by the way, maybe 3-4 years ago. And 1, 2, 3, 4 plants or 4 heads. It had 2 heads when I bought it, so it grew 3 more heads, but they're not variegated. So anyway, if I were to harvest that now and sell it, I could only probably get $3 for each plant now. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you for this video. Again, I am still wondering here because I could just walk around here and I do a guessing game to see how I'm exercising my brain basically. So if I say Madiba and then that one is, I don't know what you are. I think this is some sort of agavoid. This is from my plant hole. I don't think it's got a name. Did it have a name? I think Maria or something like that. Miranda variegated. See, I have to test my wits to see if I could still remember all this plant. And that one, I don't know what that is, but it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, same plant, and I need to pull that out soon, but not now. Again, I'm gonna reiterate right now, it's really not a good idea to pull out all these beautiful babies and propagate them, so I'm gonna have to wait a few more weeks and then we can start having a party. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful babies.